Hey everybody, welcome back to the main menu. We're playing some more Stationeers today. We've conquered Mars, we've thwarted Europa, we've even partially terraformed the moon with Elmotrix, another fantastic Stationeers YouTuber. I'll link all three of those playlists down in the description below, but today we're tackling a brand new task. We're going to be taking on Mimus. It's a lot like Earth's moon in that it is small, it has no atmosphere, and is kinda ugly looking.
Just know if you're bullying someone, if you're bullying kids out there, stop it. Stop it.
But it has one more thing that's really not going for it, which is that it has 18% the solar energy of Earth, meaning solar power is basically useless. Now, in the base game, you can just play with coal, and that sort of solves the problem for you, but that is not what we're going to do today. No, this is going to be a no coal run. Just to add a little bit of extra challenge, we're going to have to grow our own hydrocarbons. Now, Mimas is a fairly difficult world to get started on if you're not familiar with the game, but thankfully I've had 2 series of people backseating the hell out of me, so I know a lot more about how this game works. I'm going to be playing on 3 times minables just because I have limited time on this earth, and we're going to be dropping straight in. Oh, should probably not be creative mode though. There we go. And here we are on the moon. Now we're going to immediately turn off our light because that is going to consume the most of our precious battery. Recharging from the sun is basically pointless. I think the stock solar panel, the one they give you here, this lad, I think you get like 78 watts at maximum if they get like 100% efficiency, that's not a lot of watts, man. Also, I can't rotate this correctly, but you get the idea. The base solar panel is basically pointless. So I'm actually going to do something a little bit, I don't know, unorthodox here, and I'm going to immediately swap over to mining. We're going to go mining as our very first activity, because I need to go and collect lots of ores while I can see them. So we're going to want sorry, this isn't RimWorld. We're going to want iron, we're going to want copper, and we're going to want gold. Probably like a 50-28 split. Oh, there's some nickel. Not what I asked for. Another little trick we can do here is to use these flares. We can pop one out over there on the floor, pick this up, and then just hold that in our inventory. But you get these ugly shadows, right? Well, check this out. If we put the Atmos Analyzer in there, we move this over, we can put this inside our backpack, and now we have a very red, very, diffuse light. It's a lot easier to look at them with all the hard lines. I mean, you still get some shadowing, but it's not terrible. What's it look like in our pants?
That's what he said, right? Guys.
Alright, iron and copper secured. We now just need some gold. We're going to use these to make all the other tool printers. You know, I've never actually taken a good look at this gold model. I wonder what they were going for. Because, I mean, imagine you just saw that much gold. Like, what's the gray bit? Is that supposed to be marble or something? I don't know. Like, iron, I mean, sure, that's just like a brown rock, right? That's a bit of magnetite. What's going on over here? That's a little bit more beyond me, I think. Alright, there we go. We've got 164 iron, 100 copper, and 50 gold, which is definitely the exact numbers I gave earlier. Also, man, look at that, huh? Ain't that just satin? Oh, and it's stunning with the sun. Let's get one without the lantern in front. Sometimes it's worth just taking a moment to appreciate how beautiful this game can be, as long as you don't look at the floor. That's quite a scene.
But you see that sucker over there? 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds.
Oh man, and the way the shadows moving down the ring. Oh, well, the shadows are moving along the surface too. We need to get back to work. By the way, you press F2 to hide your HUD if you want to take some fun screenshots. Alright, so give me some iron frames. This is where we're going to start. And let's start by moving some more equipment into our pockets here. I'm going to need the iron sheets. I'm going to need the plastic sheets for doors at some point. We're also going to want that auto lathe, of course, and we're going to need our arc furnace so we can smelt things more effectively. Let's put our duct tape in our pockets. We won't need the water just yet. We are playing on stationary difficulty, meaning we can't drink through our helmet, and we're going to grab the power transformer. Excellent. Okay, where are we going to put this base? The sun draws a path that is roughly from this ring horizontally across the sky to this ring. So we are eventually going to have solar, meaning we want our solar panels to face this way, over here. Here we're going to have a little airlock frame, a small little patio out front, which is where we're going to do all of our refining early on. Let's make that 5 wide, I think. Like so. We'll have to use the drill to clear out all the dirt. And then we're going to seal this in completely dark. That's the plan. We're going to be using iron walls, not windows. Because we're not going to be growing regular plants this time. We're going to be growing mushrooms. Mushrooms grow very quickly and in fairly large quantities. And I think they are really good as an application for this. Because we need to grow a large number of fairly resilient plants that we can then not eat, but turn into coal. You run them through a recycler, a shredder, and the game turns them into hydrocarbon that you can use to make steel. Without steel, we cannot make any of the advanced equipment or any of the advanced alloys, so it is absolutely critical we get that as soon as possible. Alright, there we go. Here is our homey little box. We are going to leave these 2 frames unwelded because this one is airtight and the ground is airtight, meaning that the volume in here will be a little bit bigger because there is technically, you know, some space in there. But we'll fill that in once we have more plates. We've only got 2 left and we need 2 to make our auto lathe, which allows us to make more plates. So we kind of can't spend them all right now. Now, the biggest resource we need to be careful of is our welding gas. This number right over here. This is going to be our power supply for a very long time, alongside our construction resource, right? Like it's kind of critical that we don't run out of welding gas. If we do, we're a little screwed, to put it politely. Let's put down a cheeky arc furnace. We'll put them over here. Yeah, you can go right there. How about that? Let me go grab some materials. We're going to need to build a power network now so that we can get this thing working. And then, oh boy, then we start cooking. Okay, plastic sheets to finish building the auto lathe. We don't need the glass right now. We are not going to be using that solid generator. That is forbidden technology, at least for the moment. We are going to need a battery for sure. And we are going to need a area power controller. I think it's in the blue crate normally. Oh, it's in my uniform. Okay, that explains why I couldn't find it. Okay, great. Then since we're here, why don't we also grab the next piece of critical equipment, which is going to be the portable generator. This is not something I ever really use. Elmatrix put me onto it, and I am now a super fan. Check this out. Okay, start off by putting all this together. Then we can become super fans of the portable generator. So the way this lad works, you toss him down right over there, hold right click, makes this cool little box, right? Turn it on. Throw a battery inside that you want charged, so we'll use my one for example here, and then you give it some fuel. This just has to be a canister filled with a combustible fuel ratio. In this case, it's 2 volatiles to 1 oxide, H2O. It can also be 1 nitrous to 1 oxide, that also works. Give me another light, thank you. A little bit manual, but it does save us a lot of power. So now, you'll see that battery was at 90%. We burn through our fuel very slowly. It's at a rate of, I think it's 1 kilopascal per second. So this would give us 4,400 seconds. The fuel, the welder takes a lot more than that. There we go, ready at 95%. And that's a large battery. That's got a lot going for it. Now something to consider is that because the sun is so low on the horizon here, we actually don't want our panels to be too high up. They start with a 45-degree angle, like this, and the higher up we put them, as in if we move the frames higher, the worse they are at producing power, believe it or not. I think we lose 2 or 3% efficiency by going up 2 frames, and then we'll lose like 5 or 6 more by going up 3. We can build, of course, tracking ones, but those consume power, and then, you know, your returns are a lot less. I think I'm still willing to go up 1 more here, just for the simplicity of it. But I hesitate to think that we'll be going much higher than this for our solar arrays. On other maps, I tend to go a lot taller, but this might just be where we stop here. Alright, now we have a new problem. We're out of iron plates. Well, let's fix that. Give this some iron to smelt. Turn that on. And then you are going to make me some iron sheets. I will say iron plates a lot. I'm sorry. I'm Factorio pilled at heart. There we go. Drop that in there. Turn that lad on, and we're cooking. Alright, make me some more. Okay, there we go. We got a bit of a power network set up. Excellent. And now we are producing solar power. Let's put our tools away and have a look. We get 34 watts. Whoa! At 38% efficiency. Let's go. Not exactly incredible, is it? We've got power lines coming down from the solar panels. Goes over to this junction. links down into this battery. Technically is charging our battery right now, which is always nice. And now we're going to burn through some of that power while we're getting it. Let's make some copper. We're going to throw this lad in here. And we need to make up a few more iron frames. Actually, no, we don't. We're good. I need to weld in a few more iron frames. Alright, there we go. I had to clear out a bit of space here so that it's a bit more even. We're going to put down some iron walls, just like this for now. We'll pull these up in a second. That's just so I can walk over this, because they are traversable without having to be welded. Just a little bit of an efficiency tip for you there. Now, we need to get back to construction. We need to go get our doors. Let's put another light on as well in here. And then we need to get some gas into this room so that we can eat and drink and be merry. Never be Pippin. Never be Pippin. Alright, nice. There's our copper. Let's offload some of our materials here. I'm going to put together the airlock right now, but we're not actually going to use it. We won't need it for a while. I'm just going to put all of this here, almost like storage, really. We're going to be manually cycling the airlock for the moment. So let's put our air vent there. We're going to run some pipes like so. And then these will make the... These will form the sort of the foundation of our airlock system. Right now we can't actually cycle it. We need a vent, so we'll need a hydraulic pipe bender first. Give me a manual hatch door. We'll put one like this and like this, and then we got to just weld those together. And which way does that open? That's completely fine with me. It can open that way. Alright, cool. Interestingly enough, despite this thing currently smelting, this is telling me that it is actually gaining charge. I can't imagine that's true. 16 watts, is that really how little this arc smelter uses? Hold on, we need to go get our network analyzer. This requires investigation. So let's swap this out and have a quick look. Oh, so I'm just going to start moving stuff in. We are currently pulling 5 watts? This thing is free, man. What the heck? That can't be right, right? Am I missing something? Why is that? How are we using 5 watts to smelt gold out of a rock? That seems a little wrong. Someone in the comments, let me know if I've got a setting wrong somewhere, because that feels like it's either been super buffed or I've nerfed it somehow. Let's use this time while we're waiting for things to cook to also make ourselves some lockers and whatnot. I think we'll just do a simple shelf in here for storage, and the same out here for ores and the like. And just to prove I am on Stationeers difficulty, I can't drink this with my helmet closed. Alright, but let's grab our trusty oxygen tank. And hopefully we don't accidentally yeet it into the sun. Did that just say it has 0 kilopascals of pressure? Please don't tell me that this thing has 0 kilopascals of pressure. I happen to need a little bit of oxygen in my life. A little bit of Jessica by my side. A little bit of Tina. That's all I need. A little bit of Stina. That's what I see. Oh, a little bit of Sandra in the sun. A little bit of Mary all night long. Okay, no, thank God. There is pressure in there. For a moment I panicked. Okay, close that LAN up. Let's go ahead and pop the output up in here. Nice temperate oxygen. Excellent. Alright, we're going to push till about, I don't know, let's say 20 kilopascals, and then we'll be good. And I did bring food and water in here, right? I've got food, and I've got water. Okay, great. Pop open the old helmet, no warnings. We're going to slurp up some water. Very, very nice. Now, I am a little bit scared of using flares in here for lighting, because, of course, they will increase the room temperature over time. But, c'est la vie. We now need to go out there and make ourselves our first vent. We have one problem, which is that this does not have power. We are going to lose one burst of oxygen, but you know what? So be it. Let's also give ourselves a little gas sensor over here. That's for later for the airlock. And I guess we can salvage a battery out of this guy, because then we actually can do this. Hold on. If you bring power out there, let's see if I have enough cables. I got 6 cables. Think we can make it? I think we can make it. We gotta power this vent so that we can pull the gas inside that airlock out of the airlock and put it back into this room. Well, for now it'll just put it into this pipe, but after that it'll put it into this room, right? Alright, great. That's wired up. That's looking good. Alright, so we close you. we set you inward, so you suck air out, and then you can see the pressure in the bottom right dropping, and just like that, our airlock has been cycled. Excellent. Okay. Now that battery is a little scary because it's not going to last forever. I probably actually want this powered from the outside, so I'm always able to leave. Or honestly, I should probably just always have a full battery on me somewhere. You know, I got to keep that thing on me. Alright, smelt up some more of this, and let's build our next printer. It's going to be the hydraulics printer. So, now, I'm definitely going to want to keep an extra battery in here, and I think it'll be this one. We're going to want to deploy our portable hydroponics. Now, mushrooms will consume oxygen and produce CO2. So the CO2 content in this room is going to slowly climb over time, but it'll be nice and temperate, and we can eventually use that for our other plants. So let's plant one and just make sure it's doing well. It is not growing well and will never fruit. Why not? You have water. You have everything you could ever want. Okay, hold on. I am heating this room up a little bit though. Let's just cycle this back. It's not the temperature. They can survive. I think it's up to 40 C. Okay, just leave you outside for a second. Oh, and there's our pipe bender. Excellent. Put that right over there. I need more frames at some point. And you can smelt up the rest of that copper, please. It's a low pressure environment. That's what it's complaining about. Okay, let's push the pressure up a little. See if that helps. I can't print the plant checker, unfortunately. I think they need like 40 kilopascals to survive. There we go. There we go. Pressure's climbing, and its health is climbing as well. Alright, so this first mushroom, we're going to just let it do its thing. It's going to grow to seeding inside this, which will then give us 1 seed plus 3 mushrooms, which will let us reseed the whole thing. And that's going to be our starter crop. While we get the rest of the base set up, that is going to be the beginnings of greatness for us. It's growing moderately well. Let's push it over 40 kPa and see if that helps. Come on, give me something good. And you know what we can do? We can drop the temperature in here a little bit by just splitting off some oxides into our hands. Just throwing them on the floor. That'll drop the temperature and push the pressure up. And there we go. Our mushroom is thriving. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. So in about 5 minutes, that will be ready. Oh, not 5 minutes, sorry. About 15 minutes, that will be ready for harvest. And in about 20 minutes, that will have its first seeds. Okay, there we go. Printed up some more frames, so we don't need these walls here anymore. A bit more of a permanent solution. Let's get that set up. We can put these in storage along with the glass and the plastic for the moment. It's probably better to store all this stuff outside, yeah? Rather than indoors. I don't think indoors made a lot of sense, to be fair. This tracking chip can just chill in there. This can get turned off. This is currently off. Excellent. Let's go ahead and make sure that we've got a good battery in our suits, just in case we need to use the light. And then we can put down some more frames and expand our little workshop. This lead deposit here is kind of funny. I'm going to have to dig all that up at some point. Let's get some more sheets so we can put together our hydraulic pipe bender. Oh, so we have the hydraulic pipe bender. We need the other one. We need the electronics printer, which I have made successfully. Voila. And we're going to want this guy over here somewhere. We don't actually need to weld these frames just yet. That's a nice relief. Okay, there we go. Put that in there. You need to become plastic sheets, please. Thank you kindly. Weld that lad up. And voila. Perfect. Okay. So that worked. Now we need more resources. We need a lot more resources. So I'm going to go get a lot more resources. You're going to print... It's not kit furniture, don't worry. It is in fact a furnace kit. We're going to go out there and mine up everything I need. I need a lot more iron, I need a lot more copper, and I don't need all that much gold. So let's not get distracted, because I always end up mining gold. Let's get iron and copper and a little bit of silicon so we can get our water filtration system set up and our gas mixing set up today. That's going to be the goal for episode 1, I think. But at the same time, what kind of stationeer would I be if I didn't immediately get distracted mining the exact resource I don't need? Lead. Alright, there we go. Mining mission successful. Got lots of water ice, got lots of other ices. Got plenty and plenty and plenty of resources. We got about what's that going to be? 450 iron, about 200 copper, 250 gold, which I said I didn't need, but here we are. A little bit of silicon. Actually kind of struggled to find that. Didn't find any silver, but I was able to find lead and nickel, meaning we can start on the alloy process. But I really would like silver before I build my furnace, because... oh, there's the silicon. Excellent. Because silver will allow us to make electrum. And with electrum, it's a 1-to-1 gold and silver ratio. With electrum, we can make much better power infrastructure, right? We can make power transformers, we can make better solar panels, we can make more sort of robust tools for ourselves as well as more advanced printers. It's a really, really valuable resource. Now, steel is probably more important, but I can't make steel because I don't have any coal. I mean, there is coal on Mimus, but I have yet to accept the Mimus dinosaur theorem. So we're not going to be digging up any Mimus coal. I think we're going to be growing our own coal, like I said at the start. For whatever reason, the the world doesn't always render properly, and so there's just like a floating solar panel with a wire. It looks like that's all that's holding it up. It's very funny. It's even funnier from this angle. Unfortunately, the old ore scanners, aka my eyes, are not doing a very good job of detecting any AG. It doesn't exist. Oh, what's that over there? Hunt. We hunt. Ah, it's just gold. Whoever wants gold? Yeah. Ew. One additional proton. Ew. Oh no, there we go. There we go. We got him. See? All you gotta do is insult things and then they just work for you. Unfortunately, I was not able to find another node of silver, so we've only got 87 instead of a nice clean 100, but that's okay. We can just, we'll build our own ratios. How about that? We're gonna put the proper furnace here, because I am going to eventually enclose it and all that. Not that we really have to worry about temperature loss out here on Mimus. No atmosphere means very little, temperature change on account of there being no convection or conduction. You've only got radiation to worry about. But I think we're going to be cautious nonetheless. So let's stick you right over there. Seems pretty good to me. Yeah, that'll work. Then we need to wrench in, I think, 2 sheets, and then weld in a further 2 sheets. Alright, and we have a functional furnace. It's a little bit on the side. It is floating in the air, but, you know, we don't ask too many questions on this channel. Now we've got to fuel it, which is simply done. I'm going to have to drop that, or it is going to melt all my ice in my hand. We're going to do a nitride smelt here, but I think we're going to do a classic oxide smelt. So give me, let's do like 8 volatiles to 4 oxides. H2O. 2-to-1 ratio. There we go. Now we hit the spark button and bang, we should have a very, very warm furnace. And yes, indeed we do. We'll worry about venting it and all that stuff in a second. For now, let us just get started on the processing. So I'm going to want a bunch of iron, and I'm going to want a bunch of copper and silicon. We should actually do the silicon first, because it melts at the highest temperature, sorry. Gonna have over 900 Kelvin, which is, that's a lot of Kelvin. Alright, but before we do anything else, we are going to have to sort out all of our various debuffs. We are low on air, we are high on thirst. It's a little bit scary to be me right now, not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and pop open that helmet. We're going to take a healthy sip of water. Start with the food, I guess. Okay, cool. Just to shut the alarms up. Thank you. Air needs refilling.
Air tank critical.
Can't refill very much, but we can refill a little bit there at least. Let's open up this canister. Okay, very nice. We push the pressure up in here. How is our mushroom doing? He's thriving! Look at that. There we go. Thriving towards fruiting. Excellent. Okay, cool. There we go. We've got a nice little pile of resources. Basically just the simple stuff. I think I did do some lead by mistake. Yep, there's an ingot of lead over there. But there is some use for it with some of the equipment, so it's not a huge waste of hot gas, but that's all good for now. So, we now want to make ourselves, I think, gas mixing first. Then we'll worry about water and all that stuff later. We don't need it right now. So, give me... although if we do the ice, we're going to need ice crushers either way, so let's make us some ice crushers. So although at the same time, if we do the water now, I can get it all out of my my inventory, which would be honestly a bit of a blessing as well. Okay, let's put some copper in there. Run you. You need to make me a whole lot of cables. So why don't we just get you started on that? Make me some cable. Oh, my kingdom for a stacker. We can't afford the power at the moment, unfortunately, or else I would run it. Okay, I need 3. I'm gonna need 4 ice crushers. 3 ice... 4 ice crushers. 3 ice crushers. 1 for water. Right, let's split 1 off. We'll need 1 for our water system and 2 for our gas mixing, because we'll need to crush volatiles and oxide, or oxide and nitrice. I haven't decided what my rate... I think I'll probably do the nitrice. Either way, I'm going to need an atmospherics kit, so let's make one of those to filter out the gases we don't want. Volatile ice produces only volatiles. I need more gold. But the other ice does actually produce a mixture. Okay, so where do we want to do our gas mixing? If our furnace is going to be here, then it honestly makes a lot of sense to do gas mixing like out here somewhere. Maybe like out behind here, because then we could pipe in a fuel mixture. So it's a fairly central location. Yeah, I think that's the way we do it. We can do a rough plan in our heads here of how this is going to look. We actually might need more frames, because we are going to need ice crusher, atmospherics, tank, ice crusher, atmospherics, tank, gas mixer, gas main line running that way. So maybe we have enough space. You know what? Let's not overproduce. We are a little tight for everything right now, specifically power. All right, then we're going to need some tanks, right? These tanks are going to hold our gas. Now, I don't have steel, so I can't make proper tanks, so we're going to have to use the portable ones, which really sucks because they are nowhere near as good. But we won't have steel until we get our first mushies, and our mushies are still not grown. Okay, that is a shame, but you know what? We work with what we've got, right? I'm a little bit worried about the power situation over here. Gonna have to do that for a second, and then let's just flip you the right way up. This is all in service of producing more power, so I think it's worth it. Let's set you going and give you something to charge. You can charge that battery for the moment, sure. Okay, I think we're going to do nitrous oxide. Oxide is a lot easier to come by, but nitrous oxide is just a better fuel because it does not produce pollutant when you burn it with volatiles. If you burn oxide, inexplicably, you somehow get pollutant, whatever pollutant is. Okay, run you. Alright, let's be quick about this now. So, we're going to want our ice crushers sort of here-ish. I mean, that's probably fine right there, yeah? Okay, ice crusher 1, and then we'll ice crusher 2 over there. Let's make them fairly equilateral. Alright, now, ice crusher 1 is going to be our nitrice, so we're going to run it through filtration. Whatever comes out of the ice crusher needs to run into this filtration unit, and then from the, put it there, from the filtration unit, it will run into a storage tank, and from the storage tank, it will run into the gas mixer. So the storage tank will need to be somewhere over here. So it'll come out there, go in here, come out there, and go in here. And then we'll just vent the nitrogen it produces to atmosphere. We could capture it, actually, but I'm a little bit worried about overpressurization at this point. Now, you are going to be volatiles, and we will set up a proper atmospherics thing for this, even though it's not necessary, just in case I put the wrong ice in there at some point. But for now, we'll just run it straight into there. We're going to save space for an atmospherics unit. Alright, you're going to take both of these nitrous filters, and we need to weld in the... Oh, give me back my fuel tank, please. We need to weld in the iron sheets. Right over here. Okay, excellent. Next, I think you just need cable, right? Yep, bit of cable, bit of cable. Good stuff. Let's put our tanks together. There's 1, and this will be 2, and then we attach them to the connectors with the wrench. Okay, cool. Now they have very pathetic pressure limits, so we need to be very careful about how much we actually produce here. We don't need much at the start. This is just to get us going. We can't do anything without pipes, so let's get started on pipes. Okay, but regardless, there we go. We now have 2 ice crushers lined up. We're going to grab our gas mixer, which is this guy over here. And he is going to mix... We'll do it back here, I suppose, so it's not in the way. Just like this, we're going to take a ratio of 1 to 1. I will color code all of this in between episodes to make it a little bit easier to see. We're a little bit pressed for time right now. Let's put this over here, and then we'll grab that and mix them up. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to run a pipe all the way. Oh, maybe we didn't have enough pipes after all. We're going to run a pipe all the way over here towards our furnace, because we're going to be fueling this furnace using our fuel mixture. We've got it, we might as well use it, which is going to require a bit of devious behavior here. We're going to need a three-way corner coming down, and then we're going to need some volume pumps to do all the work here for real. All right, nice. And then we'll need a chimney. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get this sorted out first. Now I need a connector here. And I'm actually, you know what? I think I'll do it right here to keep it out of the way. And let's push up a point here. Actually, no, not there. Sorry, I'm going back on myself too much here. We're gonna put a tank connector here, which with a pressure regulator to fill canisters for our charging port. But I also want to be able to see the pressure in this pipe at a glance. And the easiest way to do that is going to be just with a pipe meter, like so. Okay, so canister storage, we're going to stick you right over here, just like this, put that over there, and then we actually want a very small pipe segment here if we can help it. For the same reasons stated above, in that we don't want to have too much gas here, but I am of course going to put my pipe meter in. What would I be if I didn't meter my pipes? Voila, okay, cool. So, I think I'm happy with the way this looks. Let's bring this down, save a pipe, save a life. Save the horse, ride the cowboy. So we have power output there, power input there. Oof, this is going to be a fun wiring job. Okay, here's our pipe meters. We're going to slap these on so we can, once again, at a glance, just see what our various pressures are. Lovely. I just love the way it looks, too, with all the pipe meters, right? It just looks a bit more industrial. Okay. We can turn you off for a second. We have got this thing charging a little battery, 7% on our big battery. Let's swap that out. Okay, now we can set up our furnace. We're going to put a volume pump over here. This is going to pump pump fuel from this storage line into the furnace, and then we need to be able to pull it out. So we'll be pumping it this way as well. Where are all of my pipes? There they are. We're going to be pumping all of this stuff out into a chimney, which is going to go this way. We could just use a valve to pump, we could just use the natural Mimus valve, the natural Mimus volume pump, which is the, lack of an atmosphere. It would just suck it dry. But the issue there is that we can't then control the flow rate. And sometimes I only want to pull out just a little bit of gas, not too much. And using valves, we wouldn't be able to do that. So we're going to build an insane chimney all the way up. And we're going to stick a pipe cowling on top. Boop, just like that. So there's our chimney. That should hopefully get it far enough away that it will warm things up here, but it shouldn't blow stuff around and, set anything on fire, because the gas coming out of there is going to be disgustingly hot. 39% battery. Let's get this continue to charge. All right, lovely. Let's crush some ice. All right, we can now turn on our ice crushers. Excellent. We can now turn on our gas mixer. Since we're going to be doing this with nitrous, it is going to be a 50-50 mix. We don't have to worry about any of that. Oh, I do actually need another pipe meter over here. My mistake. We'll do that shortly. We need to put some volatiles ice through this. Get crushed. So let's see if this is working. We have 600 kilopascals, and let's just make sure this is just volatiles. It is indeed. That hasn't changed. Okay, very nice. Turn you off. Now, we need to turn you on. Turn you on. Feed you some nitrice. And we should end up with nothing but nitrice inside this network. And yes, oh sorry, not nitrice, nitrous every time. That's going to get me every time. There we go. We got lovely nitrous in here. Pressure slowly climbing. The pressure in this pipe will be, it's significantly higher than this, because the ice crusher works a hell of a lot faster than these atmospherics units do. They're very slow.
Air tank low.
Yeah, don't tell me how to live my life, lady. Okay, cool. Now we can do our 50-50 mix. So we should see a volatile nitrous mixture in here at 3 degrees C, which is great. It's also going to very, very, very slowly cool down, which is fine with me. We want that under its flash point, which I think is like 20 degrees or something. So yeah, our tank is now empty, meaning that we have no more gas left to mix. We now need to set the pressure on that valve. I want it at like, should we say 9 megapascals? I think that should be sufficient. The canisters can survive 10 megapascals of pressure. I have a labeler in here somewhere. Just need to find it. There. Okay, let's set your pressure to 9,000 kilopascals, 9 megapascals. Perfect, and turn you on, and we should see this climb. Excellent, and now we have a canister with a little bit of fuel in it. Enough for us to make some power. Hell yeah. I mean, again, it's 1 kilopascal per second, so this would run for 1,000 seconds already, which is, that's pretty good. It's like 15 minutes of generation. Or we could just run our gas tank on it. Okay, so we were able to pull out 1,900 kilopascals. That's enough to start with. That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of ice mining so we can keep this going. But there we go. As you can see, this is still charging it, and the nitrous has the major benefit of not producing pollutant when you burn it. That is the biggest one, which means I don't have to clean it up later in all of my other systems. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Stationeers Mimus, and me and our Dark Overlord Saturn will be seeing you in the next one. Cheers. And of course, a huge thank you to our channel members and patrons for this month, who quite literally keep the lights on around here. Your support means the world to me. To Guarantor Road, Frickin' Friendly Beaver, Lunar Shots, Pratham Baruch, Ragnar Skull Crew, Jan the Pan, Big Bird G, Sleep Deprived Sam, CCMD, Hendrik Eber, Depoyo44, Wedgie FRG, Rivo, LCG Canyon Sahar, Kelly Ananas, Adachi, Alan O'Sellahare, Old Man Tater, Knee Cruncher, Riley David, The Senate, Couch Potato, King of Hell, Mel Roman, Charlie Weber, Officer C4, and Mermix. You guys all rock. See you in the next one. Cheers. And of course, a huge thank you to our channel members and patrons for this month.